So, big week coming up. This isn't a boost for the U.S. market, but it could be because of this. We do have another FOMC meeting later this week, midweek on Wednesday. And right now, the analysts are predicting 99% chance no rate hike, which is awesome. That's what we want. It's expected. There's nothing out of ordinary. All the inflation data and economic data is in line. Yes, even though inflation went upwards, core inflation actually went down. So that's good. And the economic data has come out, shows there's a little bit of softening, but overall jobs, still plenty of them. A lot of people finding jobs. Unemployment is still low. So these are critical metrics that Powell's looking at. So right now, nothing's scaring him. Okay, at least not yet. And the next one afterwards, in November, the percentage chance for no rate hike in November has jumped to 69%. So unless he says something differently, again, we may not have any more rate hikes, which is really, really positive, right? But if there is going to be one more, it's probably going to be November, and that's it. No more ever. There's a 31% chance of that. Okay, so all eyes will be on Powell once again. I'll be streaming live when he does his press conference, as always, right? But yeah, it's always scary. It's always scary the week of the FOMC meeting. So we may see volatility. The U.S. market could be flat until Wednesday, and then we'll see what happens afterwards. But right now, I think people are predicting with no more rate hikes, this is very positive overall, and that's why Bitcoin is going upwards. Now, there's other reasons for it, of course. Last week, a lot of people talked about the death cross, right? Remember death cross? And everyone is saying how bad it is. And I told you guys, in many instances, death cross actually signals a bottom. Because the moving average is the 50 and the 200 weekly moving average, they take so long. They're lagging indicator. It takes so long before they actually form a cross. So in many instances, after a death cross is when Bitcoin starts going upwards. And I told you guys that last week, right? So many people were afraid of it, thinking that it was going to bring us lower. If you look at history, there's been plenty of times, in fact, more times than not, when a death cross actually indicated a reversal. The open interest jumped up hugely today. Look at the volume, 650 million plus today. There are a lot of people that are just starting to buy for whatever reason. Maybe because of the FOMC meeting, maybe because of death cross. Maybe they have some inside information that a spot Bitcoin ETF is for sure going to get approved in November. Right? That's also coming up in November too. I don't know. There's just a lot of reasons. Who knows? Or maybe the biggest reason of them all is it's just a great time to be DCA. That's it, right? Sometimes that's all it takes. You just need one to get in, and then everyone just falls in line. That's usually how it is. Everyone's waiting for someone to come in first, and maybe BlackRock did that this week or today, whatever reason, right? But we got a ton. And here's also the good news is DXY, which is, the strength of the dollar, a metric a lot of people look at, it has not come down yet, despite the fact Bitcoin started rallying ahead of time, which is usually unusual. So take a look. The yellow line that you see is DXY. You can see we've been going up from July to now, from about 100, below 100 now to 105. That's not good. Last time DXY was at 105. You could see Bitcoin was below 22,000, actually right above 20,000, right? So the simple fact that Bitcoin is at 27,000, not at 20,000 right now, is good. Bitcoin is definitely doing better now than before. And the fact that we're above 27,000, despite the fact that DXY has not come down again, doesn't happen very often. The two kind of move in opposite directions. So this also indicates that maybe DXY is topping out and it will start coming down, or people just don't give a F. They're going to continue to buy Bitcoin no matter what. You know, one of the two, you choose. Also, if you're looking at it from technicals, of course, a lot of people are still charting Bitcoin. This one looks at what happened in 2020 coming off from that COVID crash and breaking above a certain trend line and then retesting it before blasting off. Looks pretty similar. If you look at it right now, after FTX crash, breaking above this trend line, retesting, boom, or we go get the same kind of blast off. The only difference between now and then is the fact that, yeah, the last halving cycle happened in 2020, right? And our halving cycle is not going to happen until 2024. Just focus on this. Bitcoin micro investors reach all-time high. It doesn't matter. I mean, it really doesn't matter the numbers because they're all-time high. And what do I mean by that? Okay, let's look at Plankton address count. So this is any address that holds under 0.01 Bitcoin, which is not a whole lot. You're talking about just a few $100s worth of Bitcoin and below. Okay, the address count is above 36 million. 36 million and continues to go upwards. It's at an all-time high, and this one shows you, you know, the accumulation periods, and you can see a lot of times it spikes up and down, but overall you see the line, it's just pretty much going upward. So Bitcoin holders that hold just a few, maybe even $10 worth of Bitcoin, $10, $50, $100, anything below 0.01 is at an all-time high. But what about we go in the reverse of that? What about addresses above 0.01, right? Well, that's still at all-time high. We're at 12.4 million addresses. And again, that just keeps going up and up and up and up. Okay? Now, what about people that have a little bit more? How about 1 Bitcoin and beyond? Well, this is above 1 million, 1,020,000 addresses that holds at least 1 Bitcoin, right? This is a really good goal to have. Everyone should be holding or striving to hold at least 1 Bitcoin, right? And that number is going up, 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 and it's at all-time high. So it really doesn't matter if you're looking at 0.01, below, above 1. If I have one that's showing 5 or 10 Bitcoins, again, they would still be at all-time high. So this is how strong Bitcoin is. The fundamentals of Bitcoin, I keep talking about that. People don't quite understand. This shows it, right? Just think about it. Despite the fact we're not at 69,000, we're not back to previous high in terms of price, but the number of holders are at an all-time high already. So wait until the retail investors come back, right? And plus, let's not forget the institutions that are trying to buy in right now behind the scenes as well. So it's just a matter of waiting, right? Supply and demand. Supply keeps getting less and less, and demand keeps going up and up. It's just really that simple.